Hey, YouTubers, Tazman here, bringing you an tutorial video, I guess, on how to install Eclipse for Java and stuff on your Windows machine. So if you've been following along my programming logic, the next video, which will be number 5, I believe, we're actually going to do some pseudocode, and we're going to also possibly go and write some real code. So I wanted to have this video out so that they can use this as a reference, or you can use this as a reference on how to install Eclipse and get it up and running for Java on your system. And it's going to have a little bit more than just Eclipse. So we're actually going to be installing the Java Scene Builder, which is used with Javafx in helping you do GUI type things. For those of you who don't know what GUI is, it's graphical user interface. So that's kind of the things that Windows, you actually have a mouse and buttons and all that fun stuff. So anyway, to begin with, the first thing we need to do is we need to download Eclipse. Now I've already downloaded it and I've actually got it extracted where I need it, but we're going to go through these steps. So the first thing I would say to do is go into, say, Google or whatever, and you're just going to type like Eclipse Java. That should work just fine. And then you'll see that there's this one that talks about Eclipse Java developers and stuff like that. We want just the basic Eclipse downloads. So we want this one. I'll try and have in the video description the links for these websites that we're going to go to. Because the second one's actually or the third one actually is kind of a pain in the tushy to get to. So if we click on this, we can see here we are at the Eclipse thing. Now if you want, you can actually do the installer and do the 64-bit if you're running on Windows 10, since I don't think Windows 10 has any 32-bit, it's just 64. But you will kind of want to pay attention to which one you download, because you'll want to get the same Java version. So instead of doing the Eclipse downloader here, I want to get the latest version for Java developers. And you can always look over here on the side. These are the versions. Oxygen 4.7 is actually the latest one. So, and as you can see, they kind of do it in alphabetical. So the next one will be a P. I don't know what it'll be, maybe Platinum? I don't know. Neon, Mars, Luna. It doesn't really seem to follow much, but K, L, M, and O. So the next one's P. But anyway, so if we click here and we come to the download page, then we just click the download button at the top and it will take us here, and then we can go ahead and download the 64-bit. And that's it. You just download it and that'll be on your computer or on your desktop or wherever you tell it to save. I usually save things to my desktop. The next thing we're going to want is the Java JDK. And to get that, we just want to type, surprise, surprise, Java JDK. Just like that. So we're just fine with this top one. It'll say something about download the Java JDK. Now the JDK, there's two types of things. There's the JRE, which is the Java runtime environment. That's more of the play version of it, I guess. It's not developer. The JDK is the Java development kit. So that has all the things you're going to need to develop in Java. So we're going to go ahead and we can click on that. Now when you get here, there actually is a 151, there's a 152. I believe 152 is not considered the release version. So I downloaded, and you have to click the accept license thing, otherwise it will not let you click it. And then you can just click this little down arrow here to get the JDK for 64-bit or the JDK for x86. And you can also get the same thing for Mac OS, get the GMG file. I imagine everything's pretty much the same, but like I said, we're mostly focused on Windows here. Okay, the last thing we want to get is called the Javafx Scene Builder, and as you can see, I actually have that right here. And this one's kind of a tricky one to find, because you would think to go to this guy right here that says Scene Builder 2.0, because that's what we want, is Scene Builder 2.0. But if you click on this and you pull it up, You might be better than me, but I've not found anywhere here that I actually do the download. Just lots of links, and these are other types of things. So that's not the right one. The right one's actually this one that says Javafx Scene Builder 1x Archive. And if you click on that, you'll actually see there's the 1x right there, and below it has the 2.0. So, and that's what we want. You click the accept so you can actually download it. And then it's this very bottom one right here. Or no. Sorry, it's the top one on this one. So, and it's 32/64-bit. So it doesn't matter which one you, well, there's only one. So it doesn't matter whether you're running 32 or 64-bit on your computer. It's all the same. So you just click that download. Now, once you have all these files downloaded, what you'll do is the Eclipse will be in a zip file, and we just want to simply, I've put it on my D drive. If you don't have a D drive, you can put it on your C drive, but as you can see here, I created a directory called Eclipse, and then I've extracted everything from that Eclipse zip file that I had into here. If you really don't know what that looks like, I'm just going to double click it here, the zip file, and as you can see inside it just has Eclipse, and if I just drag that, or well, I could just drag what's in here. I could just highlight this stuff and drag it into the folder that I created called Eclipse. So this is inside the zip file, as you can see here, so it's still compressed. You won't be able to run it, but if you drag it out and place it into the desktop or wherever on your computer, just remember where it is. Mine's on the D drive in a directory called Eclipse. And there you go. So you should basically, you can pause the video here for a second and get everything set up as far as we've got. But what you want to do is have on your drive, probably your C drive, you could create it right off the root, or you could put it in a different folder. I don't put anything on my C drive because that's the drive that usually goes bad and stuff. So I have a D drive, and I've just put Eclipse right here and then extracted the thing. Now before we launch Eclipse, we're going to want to install that Java JDK file. So if I double click that, we'll wait just a second. Actually, it's probably going to pop up the user credential thingy. Yeah, it is. I don't know if this is going to screw up my recording or not. I wonder, can I cancel you? Yeah, I just canceled it. So you'll just install the Java, and the default location's fine. You don't have to do anything, just kind of next, finish, and or install, whatever, and you're good. The Javafx thing, we don't really need to install now, but if you do want to install it, go ahead and do that. Once again, it's just a quick installer. This one might actually pull up and tell you, there, it's installed. I didn't have to click anything. It's kind of funny because it didn't even give me any choices of where to put it. But we can have that too, and we'll use that probably later on when we're going through Java and how to get some GUI stuff going. Alright, so now what we're assuming at this point is you have Eclipse extracted into a directory on your computer. Whatever, you could call it whatever you want, but these files are somewhere on your computer and not in a zip file. You've installed the Java JDK, latest version, right now it's 1.5.1. And finally, not important at this point, but you also have the Javafx Scene Builder 2.0. So we're going to assume you're at that point. I have to take a drink real quick. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to launch Eclipse. And you'll see it says Oxygen right there. That's the version. Now, the first thing it's going to do is it's going to pop up this saying that it wants a directory as a workspace. If you want, you can have it ask every time. I usually just have it go to this same drive or this same folder. So we're going to go to here. We're going to go to we're going to go there, and then we're going to go to Eclipse. So now we're in that same folder, and I'm going to make a new folder, and we're just going to call this WS for workspace, and then we'll just do T4zzz. Something like that. Anything you want. And then we're going to hit OK. And you'll see it's changing that. And then Eclipse is going to launch. Now there's just a couple things I like to do with my Eclipse just to make it nicer for me. One thing I do is I go get a theme. And I usually go to, I just go into Google, type Eclipse space theme. And then there's a website that's like Eclipse themes or something like that that you can go to. So once Eclipse is launched, you'll get basically this welcome screen. And I just click X there. We can go ahead and minimize all these side windows. They pop up as needed. And then I usually restretch this guy just a little bit. So the first thing I like to do is I don't like white backgrounds. I don't know, it just hurts my eyes to write lots of programs and that white background just bugs me. So one of the first things I will always do is I'll go under Preferences, I'll go under General, Appearance, and I will change the theme to the dark theme. Now this is much easier on the eyes. It's kind of ugly on some of the components, but I can deal with that okay. Oops, I didn't want to close that necessarily. Alright, the next thing you want to do is you'll want to, well, right now when you're typing a file or whatever, it's going to use tabs, and I really don't like tabs. I like to use spaces instead of tabs. Also, it sets the default tab to four characters, which can make it so if you're tabbing a couple times, you're halfway through your page. I usually change it from 4 to 2. So what I do here is I go to tab. I type tab at the top here. Oh, maybe I type tab up here at the top. And the first one we want is the one under text editor here. And you'll see it says display tab width. I change that to a 2. And then I say insert spaces for tabs. And then the last one I do is I come here to formatter. I come up here. I hate, this is really ugly to me, so that's the next thing we're going to do. I click edit up here. And I go ahead and change. I need to change this from tabs only to spaces. Yes, spaces. And then I'm going to say 2 here. And you'll see how it's changing the indentation, and then 2 here. And then finally, you can't see it, but up at the top, can I shrink this window any? Oh yeah, we can. Alright, so up at the top, it's not going to let me apply because this is the built-in one. So we're just going to add T4zzz to the end of this, and that will make it so that it can save now. So I hit OK to save it, and move this guy up here, like a show. But we still have this really ugly theme at the moment, so we're going to fix that next. So what we want to do is, I've downloaded, it's a file that ends in EPF, I believe, from the Eclipse themes. And the one I really like is, it's a Sublime one, but it's also called Monokai, I don't know. We'll see it in just a minute. So if you go down here to import, and then you click on the general arrow and then preferences, you can hit next, and then right here at the top you're going to hit browse, and it's just on my desktop right now, and as you can see it's Sublime Monokai. So I do that one, hit OK, and then hit finish. Alright, now to test this, I have, let's see, I have the Minecraft what is it? The decompiled Minecraft from Forge or MCP, the Minecraft. I can't remember what that stands for. But if we take this and we can just verify everything's working, we want to go to net, then Minecraft, and just find a pretty decent file. I usually will go under items and then look at the sizes here. I like the large one because I'll be able to see a lot of stuff. And should pull it up. And there you go. So now you can see it's highlighting. We're not going to go into any of what we're seeing here. We're just making sure it works. And then the other thing, so this is just testing our highlighting. If we ran this file, it wouldn't do anything. But the next thing we want to do really quick is create a new project. So I'm going to right click in this window here, or you can also go up here and go to new. but I like right clicking, then go to new and then Java project. Then we're just going to give it a name called testing, and we're going to say next, and this is going to create our testing right there. So inside here we can see it's linked to the Java library. So we have our Java JDK and JDE. It says JRE. JRE. Yeah, that's right. It's hooked up to the JDK. That's what I'm trying to say. And then here's our primary package that has src for source. So if we go in here and we just say we want to do new class, we'll just call this testing. Actually, you should always name classes with uppercase. Something like that. And then we'll go ahead and say OK. And you'll see it creates our package. It's saying that our package is testing here, and that's what we're passing. Then we have our class. If we want to test this and make sure it's working right, tab in once and type. We can type sys system dot out, or no, I'm thinking something else. Sorry. PUBLI public static void main parenthesis, and we want to type string string, and then our staples, our brackets, args, and finally open curly brace and enter, and it'll type in the close curly brace. And then to test this, we're just going to do a simple print statement, you know, the common hello world that everyone has you do. I don't like saying hello world, so we'll figure something else out to type. So this is where I want to type system.out, and you can see that it's starting to give us highlighting, or not highlighting, but completion, which is really good. And then if we do prin, we should be able to see the print ln. There's a lot of them. Print ln, just like that. And then inside the parentheses, we're going to type what we want it to output. And we'll say, goodbye, cruel world. Cruel world. Dun, dun, dun. And if we come up here and click on the little green arrow, well, we can save it first. And then we can click on the little green arrow to test it. And right here, we'll see goodbye, cruel world. There you go. Pretty easy. It only took us, what, 15 minutes, 18 minutes to go from no Java on our system. Well, we had Java, but pretending you. So you went from basically no Java to having a compiling IDE and Java setup on your system. So guys, I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, check out my Discord and my other channels, and be sure to check out my programming logic videos, where we're not focused on any specific language. We're actually focused on the programming logic, the actual logic behind programming. I don't know how to say it. But it's about 4 videos long now, and we've pretty much done it. We've covered all the different things in programming logic. So like I said, if you did enjoy, leave thumbs up down below. Aside from that, comment, like, subscribe, follow me on Twitter. I've already said all that, so I won't say it again, sorry. But until next time, I'll be seeing you later. Bye.